Well, good morning. Well, I'm back on the Syndicate Lake, but this time I'm on Willows. I've got 2 nights ahead of me. Let's see what we can catch. Well, good afternoon, welcome back. As you can see, the house is up, the kettle's been on. I've got the 3 rods out to the spots. So what I'll do is I'll finish this cup of tea and I'll run you through where I've got them. So let's show you where I've got the 3 rods. I'll start with the right hand rod. Well, that's in an area called the cave. And what I've done here is I've used the catapult, and again I've scattered out a good helping of 18mm monster tiger nut and mixed that as well with the red ammo. Over the top of that, I'm using a straight out of the bag 18mm monster tiger nut bottom bait. So that's where the right hand rod is. The left hand rod and the middle rod, well, they're between these 2 reed beds. There's actually a bar that runs between these 2, and as in the previous film, I've used a spod mix again, and over the top of that I've spotted out also the chops and the whole complex tea. Hook bait wise for these 2, again as previously, took 2 washed out complex tea pop-ups. So that's where I got the 3 rods. Fingers crossed, and let's see what happens. Well, the light's fading. The old cave rod's just ripped off. I've just netted this stunning £20 4-ounce mirror. Look at that. Check that out. Well pleased with this one. Fall into the 18mm monster tiger nut and landed on one of the new hybrid curves. Absolutely nailed. There's no way this fish was coming off. So it weeded me up twice, just kept the pressure on, came through the pads and the weed and straight in the net. Very pleased. Right, better go and get this one back. Well, it's absolutely pitch black now. I'm so pleased. What an absolutely stunning fish that was. £20 4-ounce mirror. I'm well happy. Especially as it weeded me up twice, took me around a few pads twice. I was so pleased to get it in the net. As I say, it's really dark. I think it's time to go and get the kettle on, have a celebration recapper, and I'll see you in the morning. And hopefully we might have a few more. Well, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Left hand rod's just ripped off. And I have just had one cracking common here. £25 8. Have a look at this. What an absolute beast of a common. Look at the paddle on it. Another one that gives a good account of itself. Well, morning. Well, what a fantastic first 24 hours. 2 20s. And that lovely £25 8 common. I'm absolutely over the moon with that one. They're all now on the new Armour Hawk curves. I'll tell you what, they weren't coming off those fish. First one really did weed me up a couple of times. Steady pressure, as I said. Gradually brought the fish in, slipped the net under. Happy days. Well, it's been raining most of the morning here. It's actually starting to ease off now. So what I'm going to do, as always, wherever I put it, going to finish off with a cup of tea, and then what I've got to do is I'm going to get some more bait out back to that bar. So I'm going to get some spot out there, reposition the rods, and then what I'll do is I'm going to come back and I'll show you the rigs I've been using. So until then, Well, welcome back. So I thought I'd just run you through then the rigs that have been successful for me on this trip. This is my bottom bait rig. This is a size 6 curved hook from Hybrid Tackle. To this I've knotless knotted some 25-pound Conda hook link. The hook link itself is around about 6 inches in length. This is the one I'm using I'm fishing into the cave. It's fairly clean out bottom out there, so I can get away with using a shorter hook link. Up the hook link I've added about 3/4 of the way up some pure filth putty. This stuff is very heavy, so you can get away with using the smallest amount. I've added some shrink tubing over the knot. That just helps protect that knot. And as always, I've got some silicone tubing on the shank of the hook. I like that. That just traps the hair, and that also gives me some indications if I've had some movement on the bobbins. When I bring the rig in, I will know if I've been turned over or not. As you can see, I've got a little bit of a break behind the eye of the hook. This just helps this hook to flip and turn really quickly, and these hooks do flip and turn very quickly. So that's my bottom bait rig. So this is the pop-up rig. This is the spinner rig, or Ronnie rig as it's sometimes known. Again, this is a size 6 curved hook from Hybrid Tackle. So this, I've slid to the hook, I've slid down a bait screw, also added a bait stop. To the eye of the hook I've put on a quick change swivel, neatened everything up with some shrink tubing. Hook link again is 25-pound Conda. Behind the ring of the quick change swivel I've added probably around about a BB shot size piece of the pure filth, and testing it in the margins, it just sinks down really slowly. As I say, these are the ones I'm using out on the bar, and I found it's a little bit more choddy out there, so I want this pop-up to sink down nice and slowly and just come to rest on top of any detritus that's out there. Again, about 3/4 of the way up I've added some more pure filth. That just keeps that hook link pinned to the deck. So there's the rigs I'm using. What I'll do is I'll put a link below to the Hybrid website. You can find all these components on that website. So that's what's been successful for me, and I'll come back and I'll speak to you soon.
Pushing 30.
That's a love. Well, the cave rod's just produced again. Me and my mate Mark, he's come down to fish with me and do a night. We were just talking about 30-pound carp. Within 10 minutes, as I say, the cave rod's ripped off. Have a look at this. This is a beautiful fish. An ounce over 30-pound. What an absolutely cracking common. Absolutely stunning. I'm well pleased with this.
You might want to smile.
Third fish of the session.
Sunlight is awesome. Got an extra one there.
As I say, I actually changed the hook bait, which I will show you in a little while. I think I had a little change this morning, so I think we better get this back. Right, let's get this bad boy back. So here's the subtle hook bait change I've made. What I've done is I've trimmed down an 18mm Monster Tiger Nut, and also trimmed down a Red Ammo 15mm pop-up, and made this little light cut down snowman rig. It was something I was using last year a lot, and this morning I thought, why have I stopped using it? It was catching me fish. I thought I'd give it another go. Proof is in the pudding, or in the 30-pound carp, as we would say. So that's a little change I've made. I'm going to get this one back out. Hopefully we won't have another. Well, we've come to the end of the session. Gear's all back in the car now. Didn't have anything last night, the rod stayed quiet, but I'm well pleased. A 20, a 25, and that's done in 30. So until next time, be lucky, and I'll see you soon.